side, still red side. Game 4.
Back into picks and bans. Nidalee again finds herself on the first one. So TSM.
Solution from PewDiePie because they just say he literally just plays whatever he wants in any given game. It doesn't seem to follow logic. He's 0-1 on Trist as well in the regular season. It's not like he played very much of it.
I feel like an end game Trist with a Kha'Zix would get pretty chaotic. One person gets shot, Kha'Zix jumps.
Whoa!
Really? Really, really, really?
Zion didn't tell us about that one.
Wait a minute.
Remember, he said he has something special planned.
He does.
And then he killed the Nexus with Nasus, and we were like, well, that was it. Apparently not. Apparently he's got 2 special things. This one's real special. First pick, if we count all games in Summer Split.
Clear, so they'll be through the jungle quite quick, helping Crumbs out beside that 2v1. As we head into the game, remember to keep sharing your predictions. We're going to shake it up for this game. So, listen up. Send your picks by tweeting hashtag TSM for the win or hashtag DigGame5 to @LOL eSports. It's going to be the ones we're watching and calculating throughout the game as these players try to calculate the W.
And if we get that Game 5, it would definitely stretch towards some of the longest playoff series we've ever had.
I kind of want it.
We're at about 3 hours of in-game time here. Oh, I do want it. This series has been amazing. Yeah, you do.
See? Took the words out of my mouth.
This would also be, if it goes all 5 games, the first time we've ever had a best-of-5 series with the teams playing on the exact same side every single game.
I thought you were going to see in LCS playoffs.
No, we've had plenty of best-of-5s. Definitely.
Not the normal.
Plenty of best-of-5s.
Be funny. I thought that's what you were going to say. The funny is there. It just didn't hit. We need Freak. Coming into the Game 4 now. TSM versus Dignitas. The Rift has been Zamboni'd. And we're ready to bloody it once again. Back on. Chance begin. Seems like home turf flows towards these guys.
Well, TSM has the momentum in their favor now. They have won 2 matches in a row. They want the reverse sweep in this one to make it a 4-game series and move themselves into a semifinal bout with LMQ. That's what the winner of this series gets. Go to PAX to play in the semifinals against LMQ, and the winner of that match will actually auto-qualify for Worlds.
Sounds like a good thing.
Pretty nice, but you got to get through this one first.
The road to Worlds has begun right now. Dignitas facing game point, match point, if you will, here versus Team SoloMid.
30 seconds until
very trying game that both teams have been playing here, testing each other to pretty much the brink of the skill that they have.
They haven't seen each other yet.
Yeah, I think they
all right, there we go.
Got a glimpse there. I'm sure he said something like bro. I don't know. Something to that effect. Doesn't look like he's going to get too much for himself in the lane of ganking. He's got consumables to stay.
They're not lane swapping this time. I want to see how that Lulu wall off lane plays out. If they continue like this. It'll be the first 2v2 we get to see between PewDiePie, Kiwi Kid, Turtle, and Lustboy as well. Which, during the regular season, we mentioned Wild Turtle actually got out CS'd substantially by his opponents on a per-game basis. That had to do a lot with the volatility at the support position.
Yeah.
And they obviously have more time with Lustboy now.
It definitely seems like it's something that they worked out. They've ironed that out because Lustboy can even leave that lane now and help kind of counter what Dignitas is doing with the knowledge that Wild Turtle won't play too aggressive. Simple starts on both sides with the vision necessary for both Dig and Team SoloMid. So a little actually different than the rest of our games for the fact that we don't have the swap.
Yeah, standard lanes. So a unique take on Game 4 in a number of ways. Zera's pick, Olaf pick, and another Nami for Lustboy. But he took a heap of damage right there at level 1.
Yeah, that's pre-level 2. Level 2 is going to hurt even more. They have to be careful. Vision on both sides. Good sustain.
Well, that is one of the benefits of Nami. If you're not getting bursted down and you have your mana pool full, she sustains up very quickly.
All right, all right.
Level 2, picks up the axe.
Oh, wow.
Keep that train running.
That's the counter. See, Dyrus hasn't seen that matchup. He used the Glitter Lance at the last second, but that gap was still closed by Zion. He knows how to play this matchup.
There's a really good chance that this could catch Dyrus completely by surprise. Early lane is too early to tell.
Yeah,
but definitely speaking, Zion Spartan can trade quite generously. He burned through a lot of mana for all those early trades.
There's always the other side of this, though, Jad, is if you don't get that damage you needed, then Dyrus could become the big one here and just glitter lance Zion away. Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh, reckless swing. That's not going to feel good. True damage coming down right away on Zion Spartan's 3rd level.
They might be thinking about a dive. He's in a ward.
Yeah.
They're just going.
This could be big. Oh my gosh. Yes, very nicely played. The bottom lane as well. Turtle's going to go down. That's the shot. Cutie Pie closes the gap. The heal is there. Lustboy's going down. He will not. Yes, he will. I thought the Flay was going to shut down his damage. Now, Crumb's still in the jungle.
Crumbs is in a little bit of trouble.
Going to teleport back. He'll be all right. He's not going to lose it.
Hopping over the wall, but there's trouble.
Oh, dear.
Who's going to get the double bust? They got to give it to Bjergsen.
Got to. Have to. Very nicely done. Dyrus, unfortunately, couldn't even get an assist off of that because of the double bust, but beautifully played. Great counteract.
These teams in this series just love to trade. Everything is always responded on.
One more time in this bottom lane.
Yeah, you can see Turtle actually managed to dash through the phosphorus bomb, which gave him confidence, but then was flayed into the turret. And then, unfortunately, they both flashed for that kill. If Cutie Pie would have just had faith that Kiwi could secure it, even though he wouldn't have gotten the kill himself, he still would not have died and traded the kill back.
And what is this spell for one of the people that likes to play safest in the mid lane? Bjergsen with a double buff now to harass Shifter under his turret constantly. And maybe Bjergsen can get an early roam on. Not something we see regularly. And this looks painful. Nice dodge there, though. Dyrus with a quick sidestep.
He needs to dodge it. He needs to get as much return damage as humanly possible to stop Olaf from doing those things.
That's ridiculous. What a constant battering with that undertow. He has mana as well on top of the flask that he's still chugging down. So he can keep throwing these and picking up his undertows to refresh that cooldown. Really great play so far. They had to do something out of the norm and bring out something else. They have so far, and it's definitely taken TSM by surprise. Something that TSM has answered, but Dig did get a bit of what they've wanted already.
Yeah, however, Crumbs walked through a ward on the way down here. So it's going to be a bit of a waste of time here. This may allow Amazing to set up something nice. He's just going to continue jungling, but it gives a lot of safety to the other lanes.
Yeah, he's taking it slow, doing what he can. You can see his build.
Keeps walking back. See, he has this false sense of security with that pink that he's not being spotted. It's just long ago, or not even that long ago, Lustboy was able to get that really nice green ward in a forward position. It is unscouted by Dig.
Just keep the turtle farming. He has the lead already. It looks like it's actually going to be Brutalizers coming in on both sides if that doesn't quickly change in, or not Brutalizer, I'm sorry, change into a Phage. And then a Scepter. Deciding what they decide to go.
I'm a little confused by the double longsword from Cutie Pie. Not so much by Lucian, because that'll definitely be Brutalizer.
Word, that hurts.
No, that's going to be a problem in lane. Dyrus has to be in full survival mode. Dyrus just needs to keep his farm up. Like right now, he's keeping his farm up for the most part, as long as he can avoid death.
Yeah, it's especially not good when you fall behind slightly, because then the true damage just continues to cut through you. You have no HP or anything to stop that from killing you instantly. A little bit of a gold lead here that TSM is holding out of these lanes, Tad. First blood as well. Quite helpful.
Round 2. They know his flash is still down, and they know he's not level 6.
Right before 6.
Speaking of not dying, that seems impossible right now. Oh, he hit 6! That'll help.
Going in for the fight. He throws it off immediately. That means that the damage going on to the reckless swing. Yeah, Zion Spartan as he throws off Ragnarok, I should say, for his ultimate. There we go. They get out alive. Getting confused on abilities, but they get out.
Yeah, nice turret dancing right there. Dyrus with the clutch level 6, but it was not enough. Even so, they're just trading that top lane kill for a dragon, which when you consider the overall gold is actually to the edge of TSM.
Looks like this top turret will actually stay up. Crumbs is going to go ahead and take the blue buff away. This is great to shut down Bjergsen, but the back and forth is still happening between these teams.
Dignitas doesn't actually want to kill that top lane turret yet, because that would give Dyrus an out from this lane, where he is clearly outmatched by this Olaf pick.
Good point.
That's going to be their fulcrum of power right here, is Zion Spartan in the top lane trying to get really far ahead and take over the game.
You can see, even without the split push, the lane swap here, brains turn into mush, games are getting long. Even without the swap here, yeah, right? These guys have to play and be focused the entire time on what's going on, taking in everything their teams say. But both teams own each other's side of the jungle here with the buffs, not really getting any contest after they take them. Bjergsen moves out. Shifter finally getting a back to buy here. Focused magic resistance very early as he got hit up quite hard. And this lane just not going in favor of Dyrus. Undertow actually leveled up quite a bit here.
Yeah, he's maxing that.
Spartan. Yep, 4.
He's maxing Undertow. It's the most spammable damage spell, especially if he continually picks it up. It's doing about 250 physical damage per throw at this point in the game. And if he continues to land them, it's going to be curtains for Dyrus. Although, whenever Dyrus can get some nice counter damage like he just did there, he lowers the threat of Zion Spartan, because anytime Olaf goes in, it has to be an all-in.
One of my favorite points of Olaf is that lifesteal on his W when he goes Berserk mode.
There's no ward coverage for Zion here. He's in a fair bit of trouble.
He has Ragnarok, so he can get himself out with that Ghost, but it's going to be tough. The team actually turns tail on that. They don't go for the gank, and a ping goes to the bottom lane to say, danger. Could be a problem here. We don't have any vision.
Very true. They're just kind of trading red buffs here.
Oh, it's like a gentleman's agreement.
Strange vision controls on him. It seems like TSM definitely has a superior ward coverage on account of the Nunu, especially with that early quill coat that's been picked up. Yet it's not really giving them too many edges because people have snuck past wards. Let's see if Zion is dead here because of the Nunu.
Wings Evolution coming in for Crumbs there. Zion Spartan is
too healthy.
Right. Yeah, he's going to be able to, use the ultimate or Ghost. Not that he wants to, but he can teleport back to lane out of a bad situation. About 170 damage, it looks like.
He wants to all in right here.
Very nicely played by Zion Spartan. Dyrus was kind of baiting him into that, and he says, you know what? This looks a little too easy.
Yeah, and look at that, though. Like, Dyrus has died twice, but the CS is staying close. It's going to be all about whether Zion Spartan can execute in team fights here. There's a surprisingly low amount of actual dashes on TSM, which is one of the only ways you can deal with a Olaf, is just jumping away from him.
Yeah.
Wild Turtle needs to get powerful. That's probably the only way they can stop him, because right now he's massing magic resistance, which will mean he'll be able to run at Syndra, and that's, I think, the main guy they're really trying to take down, and hope that they can just deal with Lucian on account of Xerath.
That's true. You have the long range for Turtle trying to stay on the backside with the culling.
Because Olaf doesn't actually work that well against Lucian. Lucian has too many rapidly repeatable dashes.
Right. Wild Turtle trying to farm himself up, still waiting on the buys, so the 80 carries. They know they're not getting in any fights. You can kind of tell that by how long they stay in lane and how much gold is actually just chilling in their pockets. Dyrus loses the mid lane, or top lane for now, 83 to 65, but it's not going to stop Wild Growth from being effective towards the late game.
As long as he can mass his AP.
Yeah. That's something that, as we said, they've been doing. 3 picks again, staying the same. Actually amazing on Nunu. So it's another pick for this game, consecutively staying the same. TSM doesn't feel like they need to change anything to win these. They need to play a little different.
TSM is the consistent team, if we remember, from the regular season. They pretty much the whole year, they were hovering in the top half of the standings, never really dipping near the bottom, but never having these amazing games or weeks. And here they are just performing a little bit better than Dignitas.
Grab over the wall, says thank you very much. Whoa!
I'll take it back over the other way, says Turtle. Just burns his flash to get away from that one.
See, that's the situation that these guys have trained themselves for over and over, being put in that situation. Peace of mind. He got out very easily when we thought he was dead. These guys just know exactly what to do in half a second. While Turtle had to use his flash, he hardly takes any damage from that. Cutie Pie and Kiwi Kid thwarted off on a kill there. They're going to go ahead and back. It looks like the Triforce Sheen portion will be finished up here by Cutie Pie.
Amazing getting some interior control right here because the dragon is up in 1 minute. Taking a snack out of Wolves as well. Objective control is critical here for Dig. They gave up the first dragon for a kill top lane. I don't think they can afford to do that again.
No, second dragon, not worth a ton, but definitely worth more. It would help for them to get this one. Crumbs has a very good record this series on smiting, getting any objectives in the favor of Dignitas. So I wouldn't see why they would not fight this next upcoming battle. Right here is where TSM wants to take hold, though. Amazing is not as big as he would like to be, but still able to thwart off Dig.
Now, Dignitas won't fight it unless they can get a good teleport spot for Zion. As of now, they do not have a good teleport spot for Zion because all of their wards have been taken away. Who ended up getting that blue? Oh,
nobody.
It's in the hands of Bjergsen.
Yeah, that one worked. I thought it was going to go all the way back again. So blue actually
just need to get a ward in this spot. But they have a ward in their inventory. They took the top turret. All right, they're going to use that pressure they have built up.
He's going to steal blue before he comes down, if anything. So with
Kiwi gets caught.
using blue, this is going to be pretty big. The bubble actually misses. He grabs Lust Boy. They got to be very careful. Kiwi Kid actually makes it. No, he doesn't. Just on the edge of absolute zero to finalize this kill. Amazing picks that one up, and perseverance pays off. Ragnarok gets thrown down. Zion Spartan's going on a tear here. He's going to be throwing down the axe, and it's not going to be enough. Dyrus teleports away to safety. He will live in that top lane as he limps away, and they are just scratching each other's eyes in the bot lane. One more. Turtle sticks his head in the shell, and he's able to stay alive.
He dodges the last two, and now Bjergsen.
Oh, he's going crazy. Oh, he gets a kill. You got to be kidding me. And he blows Crumbs' flash.
Yet another one. Amazing.
Flash does not heal you.
Oh, he's going for this, though. Zion and Dyrus are continuing their battle. This is just crazy from top and bottom.
Oh, open your eyes when you throw it. The glitter lance. It's like slow to speed up. Slow.
Gotta get one.
Oh, missed it. Here comes the slow from Dyrus. Man.
No one gets the dragon. TSM won that across the board. The only thing that went wrong is that Zion Spartan did get the blue buff, but everything else went TSM's way. Bjergsen had some spectacular play right there on Syndra, and Wild Turtle just barely was able to juke those Xerath skills and the missile barrage.
Very interesting from Dyrus. He says, oh, you do better when you're half health or lower than half health? Let me give you a Morello Nomicon. Puts up the Morello Nomicon build to try and shut down Zion Spartan's health regen off that W when he gets very, very low. Starts attacking fast. That's when Olaf lives the most. Definitely a game turner. 15 minutes on to this one. Only 1,000 gold separates these teams. Go figure. Very, very close.
Zion Spartan did the Boots of Swiftness.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of clever. When you consider he's ignoring crowd control, they are the fastest move speed-wise in combat boots you can buy. The slow reduction that is on them is actually very irrelevant at this point. It'll help a little bit against Glitterlance when he doesn't have his Ragnarok up, but I think it's mainly for the overall speed.
All right, Triforce and a Pink Ward picked up by Cutie Pie, so he's given a little bit of help in the Pink Vision War. Wild Turtle says mine. Picks up 30 gold on that. Good clearing here by Team SoloMid. They have objective control that could be pretty big, especially now that Kiwi Kid can't just Braum out a Nami ultimate. They have a lot more control there. And you see Dig doesn't want it. They're going to have to control mid, and they do so.
Yeah, how well can Shifter clear these waves on Xerath? Doesn't seem like well enough.
Not this time. Just took one. Oh, Kiwi's going to lock it. No! It squeezes just between the edge of Dyrus and Lustboy there in the end.
Dignitas kind of needs to fight with Zion here, or hope that he is as strong at killing turrets on Olaf as he is previously, but he's just not. Olaf is not the fastest turret killer if he wants to become a split-pushing force. He needs to be able to be a monster in team fights. And with another dragon going down, this game is actually quickly falling out of Dignitas' hands.
TSM's playoff mentality has not been to put themselves in scary situations. They haven't made big mistakes. They've only been beaten by Dig in a fair split push and then really brought the games back in their favor on their own accord.
They're playing very passively, if you can put it that way. In certain situations, obviously.
Right.
In the crazy team fights.
It's all out war.
It's all out war, but exactly as far as strategic decision-making goes, TSM's been playing rather conservatively, and it is working for them at this point. They need but one more win, and they move on to the next round.
Easy way to stay consistent, and that really works in TSM's wheelhouse. Lustboy taking it upon himself to do some solo warding. A little dangerous, but he doesn't have an Ahri to go against. No Shifter's going to be hunting him down this game. Back to the mid here as they group. Looks like he's the only one. Lustboy actually, it's quite a bit for TSM when the team goes back. He's the only one out right now. That's kind of just warding, doing things, and allowing the team to know what's going on.
Some of their pink wards getting taken down, of course, because they all went back at the same time. It's an unavoidable cost of doing business.
You can only do so much as a fish out of water, man.
Very true. Yeah, I wonder. This is the...
They had two catches and they were both like, wait, which one? Oh, two potential deaths walking away.
It's another game where Dignitas can't really pick their fights as well as they want to.
Good lord.
You think of the way they initiate. The way it works is Zion Spartan somehow gets behind them and just ghosts into them. Outside of that, you have to rely on Kiwi Kid to get a thresh hook. Like, it's not reliable initiation in the slightest.
No, and it looks like Zion Spartan's going to be in a party right now. They may not have vision of this. Doesn't actually hit the Ardent. Yes, he does.
See ya.
They don't get the speed off of it. See ya indeed. Nice little dodge there. Kiwi Kid still trying to make plays, even with TSM right in that area. Oh, man. They get the wall. He actually walks out of the absolute zero, but it's really to pop off the initial damage. They weren't looking for a full channel. They get the kill they want, and they will continue into the fight. What a pinch they have now. Dignitas on the top side of their own jungle. TSM has mid lane.
Beautiful fight by TSM there. The reason they were so free in their initiation is they had just burned the ghost from Zion Spartan, so that threat of the only way Dig wins a team fight if Zion goes in behind him was gone.
Yep.
They get an easy kill on a Kiwi Kid, and now they push mid to no opposition.
Finally breaking that second tier ring. He's trying to do the same thing. Zion Spartan only down 25% on that turret. Looks like they won't be able to get it in time. Forcing mid here. TSM's going to go ahead and group. Great plays so far coming out of Team SoloMid to slowly work into Dignitas' base. They're trying to do the same thing now, but they can only answer to help their waves push. They're not there to push the waves. They just hit it and run.
Yeah, they're hoping to get some return turrets. Should be able to get this mid lane one, but you can really see how much damage Bjergsen's doing right now. He's needing to go Void Staff second just because of the fear of Olaf right now.
Yeah, he's got to die as soon as he gets into the fight.
Needs that earlier power spike, as Prawley was mentioning. Oh no, it's happening again. All right, the blue buff. He got caught on amazing this time.
This has actually been the hardest battle for Bjergsen throughout the series. Those blue buffs. Lust Boy, so you can see him just speeding himself up to ward. It's a very dangerous situation. Supports, no. World of peril out there as you ward. Very dangerous. TSM, you can see him communicating. TSM, Bjergsen, rather. You can see him communicating with the team on the screen there. Really being the one to call the shots. In the pregame and the clips, he was saying, you know, it took me a while myself to get to the point where I could fill Reginald's shoes, be the shot caller that the team needed. And it actually took everybody to kind of get in that comfort zone.
And everyone has to pitch in. I don't think it'll ever be the days of Reginald talking 80% of the time and everything revolving around him.
Right.
And it shouldn't, honestly. That's not necessarily the ideal way of doing business. You want everyone to be on the same page with the primary shot caller, but other people with the ability to make calls. And that's what TSM is hoping to have with this current iteration of players.
Very solid play that we've seen from them. Who knows if it would really work on the world stage if they're not the team kind of acting on what they want to do. They kind of wait for it to happen. So far, it's winning here. Could get them to Worlds with another win in this best-of-5 series right now.
And then a win after that.
And a win after
just
that.
Quarterfinals.
Right.
North American LCS was so competitive throughout the split. There were...
It was wildly ridiculous.
5 different teams near the top of the standings throughout the year.
Like 3 had first place at once.
Then randomly at the end, Curse came into 4th place. It was just ridiculous regular season. And is looking to be a rather absurd playoffs as well. But TSM is looking very strong in this 4th game, trying to push around the map, and they're avoiding Zion Spartan so well.
Well, it definitely seems like every team, or at least these teams, as Kiwi Kid, very close to going down. Turtle breaks the wall. The Ardent Blaze only does half the HP necessary. There are some shots coming from Xerath, and he will not be able to get the kill. Shifter with the ult down. They aren't able to answer back just yet on that.
And honestly, Darius is getting his due diligence in on Zion right now. Yeah, he's a little bit out of mana, but Zion's not going to be killing him.
That guy right there, Zion Spartan, if you remember back to our playoff vid, he said, who do the players want to face? Zion Spartan said, I want to face Team SoloMid. And at the time, that wasn't what was going to happen. Nobody knew. But they get the matchup, and so far, he's been trying to do his damnedest to make it a win for Dig.
And so long ago, in the spring split of 2013, Zion Spartan was in the finals against TSM.
Yeah, yes, he was.
The closest he's ever been to an NALCS championship. They made it all the way to Game 5.
From the bottom at that time.
Yeah. They were actually, at the time, the 6th seed heading into the playoffs. Yeah. It was when it was on Good Game University, who became Team Coast. Now Zion, different uniform, different teammates.
And a frozen mallet.
And a fairly different opposition as well. He's facing Darius and Wild Turtle from that time.
Yeah, that's true.
With 3 new members of TSM.
Where do they go from here? They all have been at this point, whether they've been here before or not. They know what to do. It's just, can they do it? TSM is really not allowing anything to happen. Lustboy and Amazing are consistently on ward duty. It's very hard, I feel, to keep those small things in your mind. You say, we can do this, we can do this, so warding falls away, but they're keeping everything top-notch right now.
And focus can definitely break. You can see they're down 5,000 gold right now.
Right.
And they're doing something that hasn't really been seen before recently with this Olaf and a frozen mallet. People tuning into the stream right now, they're going, what is going on?
No!
Oh, Turtle!
Wow! Whoa! Hey now, Cutie Pie getting the big bomb on that one with a little bit of help from Shifter and a bit of a face check into a pink warded brush.
Feels like once a game that happens. And Turtle's good. He's just got to get it out of his system. So let's see if this one ends up losing the game for TSM. They still seem okay. They're still 5,000 gold. He got caught out. Zion Spartan is not making any progress whatsoever against Darius down in this bottom lane. And Dig is not making any big team plays here. He was actually just going for a pink board. Shifter, just like he was on Ari, stun over the wall. And it was the missile that actually ends up finishing him off.
Fog of War is not your friend. It's not how it works. Dignitas, this is kind of where they got stalled last time. It does not look like they're in stall mode now. I saw first gear for Crumbs there. He goes ahead and puts it in reverse as they dodge out of that. We saw last time that Dignitas got to these second-tier turrets where you can get around, where you can attack the team from different angles. They had a hard time doing it. And still, they only have a bit of long-range poke. They don't have anybody to get in there. Trying a little bit with Crumbs. Just doesn't happen.
And it really feels like Zion is not having the success he thought he would.
No.
They're creating a lot of pressure, though, just with the Xerath and Thresh, though, more so than was expected from their four-man squad. But again, Kiwi Kid.
Oh! He's got his swim trunks on. It's good to go. So a wasted out ultimate there. That's been big disengage for Team SoloMid. So they probably won't be getting themselves into any fights anytime soon.
Yep. Zion Spartan can't get hits on the turret. He is farming up very well. So he'll be an incredibly farmed Viking man. 8,600 gold, which is the highest on Dignitas, but only the third highest in the game. You can see Bjergsen and Wild Turtle are much richer.
We'll see if the Olaf bomb still exists. 40 minutes. An explosion. It's pretty much when you get that guy to late game, you'll be unstoppable.
You can be.
If he has it. So far 1-0-1. 0-2-0, but Darius is holding well and getting some of the items that he needs. And we mentioned before, Zion's build is kind of coordinated all for magic resistance. Could hurt him if he finds Wild Turtle. Good clearing. Dignitas is kind of biding time. They're like, we can't really do Baron yet, but we should be able to. That's not going to be an ultimate coming out. Shots from the outside here. You can see what the poke provides. Just seeing that from Shifter says, okay, let's not do that.
I kind of feel like team composition-wise, Dignitas needs a tank friend for Zion Spartan. They need a dive buddy to go in with him. Well, Kha'Zix is kind of that. He doesn't have the resiliency, so they're going to be able to dump so much damage onto Zion. I feel like they're going to be able to kill him before he can create any real damage.
He's got a very headstrong job to do in this one, so it's going to be easy to pick him out. Even with the Syndra ultimate, it'll still lock and hit him with that amount of damage. So he could go down even if he's trying to run by and do a drive-by axing. 27 minutes on the clock. 5-4. You can see the wards, TSM, just in front of Bjergsen there. That's where they got zeroed out from the Fog of War last time. They're trying to cancel out those opportunities for Dignitas. And remember all the little things. Again, you can see the spread of TSM kind of dictates where and what they want to do. Nobody's together here, so they're not going to be initiating too many fights. But Dig as well, they're kind of in the same boat, just a little farther behind than usual. Looks like they're trying to get... Lustboy would be a great pick, but they don't have the Ari this time. They don't really have anything to follow up on the long range that they can stick somebody with.
It's true. I mean, maybe Zion Spartan is waiting for a certain point of power before Dig tries to go around and force things. But even then, they do not have the reliability of good initiations to do anything. So maybe they're just waiting for TSM to push in aggressively. TSM not even thinking about Baron this game. They've had enough of that.
Only going to get harder and harder as we get
stuck
late
in this weird type of stalemate. TSM is very confident, it feels like, that they will be able to win.
Right.
Later on.
You can sense it. They're making these moves. They're not afraid to be in front. Wild Turtle, he did it a little bit before. Like you said, he had to get the one out of his system. Uh-oh, Jap.
Where's
huge?
Where are they right now? You can see
huge.
a Corki in the top lane. Kiwi Kid was hanging around mid lane as a pack of 2 and Crumbs was in base. Of course they're going to be able to dive in now.
No way.
Olaf comes in
way.
a mile behind the team. What's he going to do back there?
This is crazy. TSM was just spread out. As I said, they were kind of in not fight mode. When they collapse, Dig needs to collapse too because they're in not fight mode right now. They've just lost a mid inhibitor, the earliest one we've had out of these games. 28 minutes goes down. TSM just takes complete control of the game.
Yeah, the later this series goes, the more organized TSM looks and the more disorganized Dignitas becomes. That was just a cacophony of errors right there by Dig. They just spread out. They did not defend against TSM's rotations. It happened in game 3 as well, and now they're trying to make up for it.
The resilience you have to have going through 4 games is quite tough. Mental and physical prowess here needs to come out, and TSM is showing very strong. Now controlling Dragon after taking a middle inhibitor. It's everything falling in their form.
8,000 gold and another Dragon right there. Cutie Pie and Zion Spartan had no knowledge of what they were doing right there, and they ran into an entire fleet of TSM members pretty much at the Dragon. Things are looking pretty grim right now for Dig.
Zion Spartan's not getting much out of this split push. Not much they can do with them in the team fight, though. There's no initiations on turrets. They'd kind of just be sat there staring at waves coming at them over and over again, with Shifter clearing a few and Bjergsen clearing the rest on the other side with the Glitter Lance of Dyrus. So what does Dig do now? Zion Spartan tries to pull off the Olaf pick here. He's going to be stuck to the bottom lane. Crumbs is not huge as well this game. He's still going for a damage build, so himself not going to be the tank buddy that we're kind of talking about Zion Spartan would need. It's very tough. Dignitas has almost dug themselves a hole with trying to bring out a different composition.
I don't even think it's the Olaf's fault. I think that's a great pick right now. It's just the execution of the other 4 members of the team hasn't been there, and TSM has been much more cohesive as that 4-man unit.
All right, very close. That's a very weird spot to be in. They're pinched between their own red buff. Shifter's gonna get up here.
Shifter.
That's a huge absolute 0. He procs it off with a little bit of charge. They get the kill onto Cutie Pie, fighting outside their own base with inhibitors down and minions flooding in that as well. Dangerous stuff, but Dig, they gotta try something, and they give an attempt near red.
Yep, a 2 for 0 right there. I was a little curious when Shifter took that lantern. It seemed like his own death sentence, actually, not a dark passing to safety, because he just got way too close on there. And it allowed TSM to close. Bjergsen came in from the flank with a nice assassination, and that was that.
The biggest gold lead of our series continues to grow. Jet, 10,000 gold in the lead here. This is the first Baron that TSM will be able to secure out of this series, and they do so with Wild Turtle picking it up.
And the 1 Baron may be enough to give them their 3rd victory in the series.
Very hard fought. The crowd giving out the chant for the team who they pretty much laid down the home turf for here. Dignitas fans still rooting as well. Not looking good. Hashtag.
Oh,
wow!
No.
Wow, he got the crits. That's what it looks like, and I felt it from here. 31:40 on the clock, 11-4, and TSM is just getting everything they need.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. They thought they were going to get a hook onto someone and then try and burst him down from close range, but then once Shifter caught himself inside here, it was trouble. He got a lot of damage on Lust Boy, but Cutie Pie in the backside actually just gets blown up by Shifter as he tries to Valk over the wall. And then the close range Wild Turtle to Ghost Blade is too much for them to handle.
And look back at red on the minimap. It looks the same. There are no wards for Dig there, so they were hooking and firing into complete darkness that entire time.
And to be fair, a lot of Dignitas' holds in these games have been Sands wards with double scrying orb and nice scouting ability.
That's true.
But it just fell apart at this moment.
A big flay there. He does get 4 members, but it looks like he puts himself in the fire. Oh, he's going to get out of that one alive with just a sliver of health. Turtle could go down here. Great heals coming out.
See what Doc can do.
Is trying to keep him huge. Zion Spartan finally goes down. It took them quite a bit, but they do take down the raid boss, and they have eyes on the next inhibitor.
That's the unfortunate thing, you know, the only tank that goes in there. They had the Syndra ult on him from a very farmed Syndra since the rest of the team has been losing so badly. They needed to enter that moment much sooner. At this point, there's nothing Zion can do.
Calm, cool, and collected. TSM is standing on the outer edge, taking down another inhibitor. Dignitas' base not looking too good.
Red team
Not in the slightest.
The top wave has a little bit of time to reach again, and then they're going to be going full bore here. They already have the wave pushed up on bottom. This is absolutely working for them perfectly. A huge influx of gold and turrets.
Yep, the best game TSM has played all series.
Yeah.
Maybe their ticket into the semifinals to face against LMQ. Dyrus, despite that rough start, really held his own and never let Zion Spartan become a real problem. And the other 4 members of TSM, kind of like they have the whole series, have been outperforming Dignitas' squad of 4.
You know what, Chad?
5-5, they can't even hold this off.
Kiwi Kid's eating it on the outside, and he goes down. TSM hardly changing their picks throughout a best-of-5 series. They just kind of calibrated themselves into what they actually needed. Beautiful job cleaning it up. This is going to be Game 3 in favor of Team SoloMid. They're going to face off against LMQ, but they're going to take everything before they go home with the win today.
And they got the 3rd inhibitor, but they still need the minions to get here. They're a few seconds away from the semifinals.
It's going to be big. You can hear the chants coming from the crowd. The fans are happy. The hashtag TSM wins are the votes that are coming out on top this time. Wild Turtle keeps PewDiePie at bay. He doesn't get the shots off for that one. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Nexus is going to be going down the fastest of our 4 games at 34-22. Team SoloMid picks up the win as Loco Dopa and Reginald rush the stage to congratulate their players.
Congratulations to Team SoloMid. The first 2 games of this series were so damn thrilling. The 4th game did not do this series justice, that's for sure, because TSM crushed in that 4th game, but it was a damn close series. You could see how excited Loco Dopa and Reginald were after that one, because they know that Dignitas put up one hell of a fight.
The statistics show it. When have you ever seen a team take 9 Barons and come out the loser?
Yeah, exactly.
1 Baron to Team SoloMid. 1 Baron is what they needed coming into Game 4, and it solidified the victory that brings them into a match with LMQ. Beautiful job by the entire team. A carry by Bjergsen 1 game. A carry by Wild Turtle 1 game. And like we said, I believe not like we said, but coming from me, I believe the consistency of their picks staying true to what they kept playing. Why are you not going to play better on that champion if you play it again? Chifter went through different champions every game in that mid lane. That's way more difficult to do than playing the same one without, obviously, Bjergsen on Syndra, or Syndra Bjergsen once.
Dyrus as well, very happy to make it through this series. Zion Spartan is a tough guy to deal with in that top lane when all of their strategies are built around split pushing. And one thing that we talked about so much during the pregame and leading up to this, and even during the season, was whether or not Amazing could win games on junglers that weren't Lee Sin or Elise.
It was a huge controversy.
And the fact that he was able to do it on Nunu here multiple games in a row.
Thanks, guys. Here with Wild Turtle, who will be moving on to the semifinals with TSM after defeating Dignitas 3-1 in the best-of-5 series. I want to jump right into it, though, and ask you, how did you guys regroup after a hard loss there in the first game? What were the discussions that happened after that game that allowed you to get back into it?
Well, we kind of just talked about that game a little bit, and then we kind of said, like, don't let this game get you down, don't tilt, and just go into the next game and try our best.
All right, so what you guys pulled out afterwards were a couple comps where you were playing pretty much a solo carry role with a whole supportive team behind that. What's the pressure like when you're in this situation where, you know, if you lose, you're done kind of a situation, being that hyper carry in a protect the Triss composition?
I think there's not much pressure for me. It's just like more fun, I guess. Like if you have all those shields and stuff, it's like you can never die, so you can make a lot of mistakes and just keep going.
All right, it's a lot of fun in games. However, there were also a couple of curveballs thrown at you guys, or at least they looked like it to us. Were you expecting Olaf and Nasus to be pulled out? And then what were your reactions to those picks?
We know for the last game that they might try something like different because it's the last game and who wouldn't want to try to win, you know? And then it didn't surprise us too much. We just said, play like we normally do and just play on. And it didn't matter that they picked Nasus or Olaf.
All right, I'm going to ask a question kind of for Kobe here, because in the game against the Dr. Mundo, you built a Bloodthirster as opposed to a Bork when they had Nunu, Mundo, a Thresh with like a ton of HP. What was the reasoning behind going for a Bloodthirster over a Bork there?
I really like the lifesteal on Bork. It's like 20% or something, and I like base AD more than like Bork, I guess. I probably should have built Bork in hindsight, but like in the moment, I was kind of thirsty for some blood. You feel me?
Yeah, I hear you. Well, that was the same game, though, too, where you made the first effort of the team to go and backdoor the Nexus. What were the team comms like in that moment when it's like, you first, and then it's just like, and then Maokai second, and Elise to finish? What was that like?
It was kind of like, guys, I think, like, Syndra's just died, or Bjerg just died, and I'm like, all right, I might be able to backdoor here just to, like, relieve some pressure. And then I went. I probably could have ended the game if I played it a bit better, but like that didn't matter. And the voice comms were like, use the culling. Yeah.
All right, so it was the team telling you to double activate that R for the double shot. I like it. All right, well, final question would be, looking forward, semifinals, you're facing off against LMQ. Now, this is a team that you guys have not yet beat in this split. So are there any reservations there? What are you guys looking to do to prepare going into that matchup?
We're just going to practice really hard again. I think we can probably do better this time, but I have no idea, so we'll have to see.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on your win. Thanks for taking the time here to talk with me. We're going to send it right back up to Riv and Jat to close out this match.